Has Dallas closed the gap with Washington and Philly in the NFC East?
I think the Cowboys are going to be a team that's going to be underrated and may surprise a lot of teams. I have them going 9-8. Would not be surprised if they go 10-7.
It's really hard not to see that the Cowboys are not only a playoff team, but have absolutely, in my mind, closed the gap.
People think that the Cowboys are going to be 6-11, 7-10 again. I don't believe that. I think they are going to be a playoff contending football team in 2025.
There's a place in American sports where myth and memory meet, where the star on a helmet means more than just football. From the doomsday defense of the 1970s led by Roger Staubach and Tom Landry, to the dynasty of the 1990s with Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin, the Cowboys became the team that everyone wanted to beat, and the team that everyone wanted to be.
There is no substitute for winning. I know that's a cliche, but we must win. We will win. Win is the name of the game.
5 Super Bowl trophies, 20 Hall of Famers, and the moniker America's Team etched into the fabric of the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys may be the most valuable franchise in all of sports, but greatness is never guaranteed. And for every rise, there's always a fall. When the dynasty of the 90s faded and Troy Aikman walked away, the stars shined less brightly in Dallas. The Cowboys entered the new millennium with hope, but found heartbreak instead. Tony Romo, the undrafted gunslinger, became the face of a new era. Brilliant, improvisational, and too often, a disappointment. There was the botched snap in Seattle.
Oh, the ball just slipped out of his hands. Yep. It was a good snap, and he went to put it down, and it just slipped.
The reversed Dez Bryant catch in Green Bay.
After review, it has been determined that the receiver did not maintain possession of the football during the...
And the late game interceptions that haunted January.
And intercepted by Rob Jackson.
Dallas went 3-9 in the playoffs from 1996 to 2016, never reaching another NFC championship game. Management and coaching changes became the norm. And then in 2016, hope arrived unexpectedly. The Cowboys drafted Ezekiel Elliott 4th overall and found a gem in Dak Prescott in the 4th round of the draft. Dak and Zeke led Dallas to a 13-3 record as rookies, and Dak Prescott earned Offensive Rookie of the Year while setting franchise records. Zeke also led the league in rushing that year, running behind one of the NFL's best offensive lines. Together, Dak and Zeke brought energy back to Dallas, but the playoffs remained unforgiving. A last-second loss to Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, a divisional round exit to the Rams, and more questions than answers loomed over the organization. In 2019, the Cowboys let go of head coach Jason Garrett and brought in Mike McCarthy to try to lead this team. The Mike McCarthy era began with promise, but while Dallas posted 3 straight 12-5 seasons, they won only 1 playoff game in 5 years under Coach McCarthy, matching Garrett's rate and falling short of expectations. Each playoff exit was more embarrassing than the last. And then in 2024, the exodus began. Dan Quinn, the Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator, the architect of a resurgent defense, left for Washington. Tyron Smith, the anchor of the offensive line, left for the Jets. Dorrance Armstrong, Tyler Biadasz, Tony Pollard, Stephon Gilmore all found homes in other cities, and Jerry Jones, now in his 80s, faced louder calls than ever to step down. The front office's hesitance and confusion over McCarthy's contract exposed deeper issues in Dallas. The Cowboys, once the NFL's model of consistency, became a symbol of wasted potential and dysfunction before Week 1 even began. The 2024 season was an absolute mess. Dallas stumbled to a 7-10 record, their worst in 4 years. Dak Prescott was lost to a hamstring injury midway through the season, and the offense fell apart without him. The defense, missing Dan Quinn's steady coaching, struggled to find its identity, and home field, which was once a fortress, became a source of frustration as the Cowboys went 2-7 at AT&T Stadium. Swept by the Eagles, eliminated from playoff contention by Week 16, and wrecked by injuries, the season ended with the firing of Mike McCarthy. With McCarthy out, Dallas promoted Brian Schottenheimer, a veteran play caller who helped coordinate one of the NFL's top 10 scoring offenses back in 2023, a man that Dak Prescott already knows and trusts, and he brought in Matt Eberflus, the former Bears head coach and ex-Colts defensive coordinator, whose 2018 Colts unit finished number 10 in points allowed and number 8 in takeaways. And on offense, Clayton Adams was hired as the offensive coordinator. But it wasn't just the coaching hires that have the Cowboys fans fired up for the 2025 season. It was the roster reset. First, the backfield got a major overhaul. Miles Sanders, a 1,200-yard rusher with the Eagles in 2022 and a dual-threat option, was brought in on a team-friendly deal. Paired with Javonte Williams, who bounced back in 2024 with 870 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns, and 42 catches after rehabbing a torn ACL, the Dallas Cowboys now have a thunder and lightning duo, capable of grinding out tough yards and breaking big plays. The Cowboys also traded for wide receiver George Pickens, who broke out in 2023 with the Pittsburgh Steelers. 1,140 yards, 5 touchdowns, and a reputation for making circus catches and being a sideline influence. At just 24 years old, he adds fire to a wide receiver core that already features All-Pro CeeDee Lamb, who's posted back-to-back 1,300-yard seasons and led the NFL in receptions in 2024. On defense, the Dallas Cowboys picked up Solomon Thomas, a former number 3 overall pick that's coming off a career-high 5.5 sacks with the Jets in 2024, and at age 29, he's finally found out his groove as a rotational interior disruptor. Jack Sanborn also joins the ranks for the Dallas Cowboys. The undrafted linebacker turned starter in Chicago racked up 107 tackles, 9 tackles for a loss, and 2 forced fumbles last season. He's bringing some tenacity, some motor, and some old-school toughness to the heart of this defense. And of course in the secondary, Kaiir Elam enters the locker room after leading Buffalo in pass breakups per snap in 2023. He's a former first-rounder with 4.3 speed, and Elam is still only just 24. He offers a lot of upside as a CB2 across from Trayvon Diggs, who is back from injury. Meanwhile, the 2025 draft delivered a fresh injection of youth, highlighted by the selection of first-round pick Tyler Booker, one of the best guards in all of college football, and cornerback Savone Revel out of East Carolina to beef up the secondary. Dallas also drafted running back Jaden Blue to really create some competition in the running back room. And most importantly, Dak Prescott is healthy. Before his injury in Week 9 last year, he was on pace for 4,300 yards and 33 touchdowns, and he had a career-best 70% completion rate. Now, with better protection, more weapons, and continuity at play caller, he's positioned to bounce back in a big way. And this time, he's not doing it alone. The Cowboys finally look like a team that isn't just playing for pride. They're a symbol of hope and the relentless pursuit of greatness. From the glory days of Staubach and Aikman to the promise of a new era, the Cowboys are always there. And now, as the 2025 season dawns, the star shines bright once again, and echoes of the past meet the promise of a future. In Dallas, hope never dies. The Dallas Cowboys are back, and dare I say, this is our year.